Yeah, I started to and fixing it when I could. Yep. Good for you, Jess. It's all just awareness, paying attention, mindfulness. That's really what it begins with. All right, friends. So today we're going to work on some tight glutes, hips, psoas, hamstrings, neck, and shoulder, and just a little bit of like the overwhelm, perhaps. So we'll do some obviously grounding postures. So let's find that comfortable seat. I like to start just easy pose, crossing at the shins, maybe if not the ankles, but definitely feeling like you're even on both of your sitting bones, sitting up nice and tall. Allowing the shoulders to move down your back away from your ears. But again, if you feel like you're uneven, I'm on a bolster, so I like to feel like I'm even. Move around a little bit, left to right, shift the weight, forward, back, and find center. And then find the shoulders over your hips. And begin to go inward, checking in with your body, how it feels in this moment, in this space. Becoming very aware of the sensations in your body. Maybe close your eyes to allow that to happen. Taking away our vision will allow us to go inward a little bit easier without the visual distractions of the things in the space around us, our room, the things that we could be doing, all of those things that happen when we start looking around our space. So closing your eyes and going inward, noticing your breath, noticing the state of your body, any aches or pains or lack thereof, hopefully. And set any intentions here for the day, for your practice. What are the qualities you would like to embody today? Sometimes we do have to fake it to make it. Sometimes we have to trick our brains. And that might mean putting on a smile, even if we don't feel like it, but the brain doesn't know the difference. So smile anyway and feel good and choose happiness. Choose a better sensation, especially if we are maybe in that lower frequency. Maybe we're feeling sad or helpless, confused, any of these uncomfortable feelings. Can we choose a better feeling thought, a better feeling sensation? So again, maybe that begins with a little smile across your lips. And begin to take that breath a little fuller, a little deeper, finding gratitude for our bodies, how they move, how they heal, how they protect us. So start small, and then gradually maybe you find other things to be grateful for. But start small. And it's funny, the small things are actually the big things, right? To be grateful for this body. It's actually pretty big to be grateful for this body, because if you have no problems, right? You might have a million problems, 1,000 things going on in your life. But when your health becomes the problem, you only have one problem, and that is the health. Because without health, we have nothing. So if you are feeling good and healthy, be ever so happy and grateful and thankful for the healthy body that you have. And if it's not exactly where you want it to be, we will get there with that mindset. Taking a few more breaths here. Remembering to only go as deep in the shape as feels safe and comfortable for you today. We're going to hold still when we find that appropriate depth, and we hold for time. If at any time you need to come out sooner, please do so. And then when you're ready, gently deepen your breath. Bring a little movement to your fingers and to your toes. Good. Gently blink open your eyes, come back to your space. If you're on a bolster or blankets, gently come off. Let's come down to our first shape. So let's get into the hips. We'll get into the hamstrings later. So we'll get into the hips, the glutes, the neck, the shoulders here now. So bring the soles of your feet together. We're going to come into a butterfly. So soles of the feet, use whatever you need. If you want blocks underneath the knees, you can do that. You can also take a bolster if you want something a little bigger, if that works better for your body. And then you decide how close or how far away the legs are going to be. But remember, you don't need to have them in super close, but know if they are in closer, it's going to be the inseam that you work. If you want the outside and the hips to feel a little bit more, then take the feet further away from your body. So you gauge it, you decide what feels better for you today. So that's where we're heading into our butterfly, a nice forward fold. So when you are ready, just gently allow your body to come down towards your feet, wherever that is. Remember, we're not forcing or pulling, we're just allowing the body to do what it does. And let us be here for a nice 3-minute hold. And use whatever props you need under the forehead if that suits your neck better. Good. Just gently keep releasing as it feels safe and comfortable to come down a little deeper into your shape. And then gently tucking your chin in a little bit more will give a little bit more sensation towards the neck, the cervical spine. So you get to choose how much sensation you feel in this shape. So very nice, calming, soothing, grounding posture here. Continue to use your exhales as a way to release. And release completely. Let all of the breath out of your body. Try not to hold on to any of it. With your next inhale, slowly come up. Use your hands to support you. One hand on either side of your knees, bring the knees up. And if you want, you can take them either walk the feet out, take them in a little windshield wiper side to side. Just give them a little movement, or maybe straightening them out would feel really nice and just kind of sitting for a moment. Maybe stillness is what you need. Maybe it's movement. You get to decide what that is that you need. But we have a few moments here. So just use that time to move in your body, and then we'll get set up for our next shape. All right, just popping over to see if there was anything else. All right, friends, I'm just going to throw up my promotional card as we get into our next shape, and you move around a little bit. There you go. Okay, perfect. All right, and then always checking to see if there's any more comments. All right, friends, good morning. If you joined a little bit later, please feel free to add something if you're looking for something else that hasn't been added to the chat. We are working on neck, shoulder, hips, hamstrings, psoas, glutes. So continuing on with that, let's come down into a half butterfly. So we were just in full butterfly. This time we're going to extend one leg out to the side, and then the other leg pulled in. That foot can either touch or not touch. For me, it's just easier for it to happen. But if that doesn't work for you, then keep them apart. We're not going to be here for as long. We're going to do 2 minutes on each side. But options here is to take a bolster to the side and do a little side bend over. So if that suits you, if you want to gut into the side body, that's also a choice. But if not, you can come forward. If that makes more sense to come forward and stretch the back of the hamstring. So you decide. We're also going to get a nice stretch in caterpillar as well. So just to give you some insight to where we're heading, if you don't want to do the length down the leg now, we're going to hit it later. So if you want to take the side bend now, that's an option, because that's really where the focus is right now. I really kind of want to get into the hips a little bit, warming everything up, because we're going to take a nice twist later to get into the psoas and the hips and the rest of the spine and the neck. So just slowly getting us there. Thank you so much, everybody, for the donations. Really appreciate it. Thank you. And breathe. This leg is still nice and long, but there could be a gentle bend in it. If it just happens to go straight and that works for you, fine. But remember, we're not flexing the foot. The toes aren't pointing towards the sky. It's a very relaxed, chill leg. But even right here, as I'm breathing, I can feel that opening, that pulling apart, that stretching right now in the hip. So just creating that space, breathing into this space I've created. And try to keep everything nice and soft. The face, the jaw, the eyes. If we're straining too much, are we really getting the benefits of this shape? If we're putting ourselves in more discomfort, how about if we back off a little bit, come out of the shape a little bit, and find that just right Goldilocks shape? Not too easy, not too hard. All right, slowly, if you did the side bend, gently come up on an inhale. If you want to straighten the legs, do that. If you came forward, then slowly bring yourself back upright. And then maybe a little movement with the legs, maybe a little lift. You can wiggle the legs around a little bit. And then, as we are ready, other side. Good. Now remember, this leg doesn't have to go out super wide. That's not what we're looking for if that doesn't suit you. If you're going straight, then you can go ahead and begin to come down towards that extended leg. But if you're taking the side bend, you can join me. Good. And then just work to keep the opposite hip grounded. So for me, that would be my right hip. My left leg is extended straight, but this right hip may want to float up. So my work is to keep it grounded. And if that means coming out of the side bend a little bit, then I will. Maybe I prop my pillow up, my bolster up a little bit. because each side is going to look a little different, and that's okay. We just don't want to force them to be the same. It's okay if they're different. Good. Continue to breathe here. Okay, my friends, slowly release your head. If you did the side bend, inhale, come up. And if you took the forward fold, just walk your hands back, use them as support as you come up because you just kind of strengthened or stressed your low back. So be mindful as you come out of your shapes. We never want to like really use those same areas that we just stressed because they're kind of loose, a little loosey goosey. So be mindful. All right, straighten that leg, shake them out as you need. Good. And like I said, we're going to be moving into a caterpillar after this. So if you did not lengthen through the legs, over the legs in our half butterfly, this is going to be really nice. And if you did go with that forward fold before in the half butterflies, you're just going to get a little bit extra right now with both legs together. So when you're ready, let's go ahead and straighten the legs out. Keep a little bend in them as you need. If you need a little blanket roll, you can put a blanket roll underneath your knees. Can't move the baby girl, you know what I mean? She's got to stay there. All right, legs are out in front. Oh, sorry. Sorry, am I disturbing your ear? Pardon me, I'll move back. Can't disturb the ear. All right, so legs are straight, blanket roll as you need it. If you need something underneath your hips, if the low back is rounding, please feel free to sit up on a bolster or make a little blanket pile. But as you're ready, we are going to hang here for 3 minutes in this fold and walk yourself forward as you need. You can use a prop underneath your forehead, a block, a bolster, whatever your body is asking for, especially if you've had any kind of injury or harm to the neck and the upper spine. Use those supports. But mostly here, legs. Legs and spine. That is what we are stressing right now. You can find that first starting point, a mild stretch you can breathe through. And as you continue to breathe at that space without moving, holding still, if you're holding and it just begins to feel a little easier, a little, not too challenging, then maybe challenge yourself to walk further a little bit more, little by little. Just gradually inviting your body to open up, not forcing or pushing. The body is wise and knows its limitations.
Feel that breath all along your spine, all the way down from the tailbone, all the way up through the back, the low back, the mid back, the upper back, the neck. Just feel all the tissues around your spine just gently expanding, taking up a little bit more space, getting a little bit more blood flow to those areas, getting everything nice and hydrated. Begin to deepen your breath. Allow those deep breaths just to gently roll you back up and out of your caterpillar. Ooh, so good. Love that caterpillar. So grounding. Hopefully, that's helping to soothe and calm any kind of anxiety or feelings of overwhelm. We'll take another pose later. We'll take a child's pose in a little bit after the next shape we're going to take. So, we're going to come into a deer shape and let's come down all the way. So, bring that bolster over and we will use that. Um, Let's do some nice, I think we should do a really nice 3-minute hold on each side, really getting into that twist. So little girl, I am going to have to schmoove you a little bit. Okay. I know. You got to go for a little ride. Okay, bolster time. So bring that bolster to one hip, sit next to it. You're going to work on getting those legs in that 90-90 shape as much as you can, but also know that they will move to accommodate that hip as it comes forward. So maybe you start off in 90-90s, maybe that front foot kind of comes in towards the knee, and maybe that back knee moves forward a little bit. So adjust as you need. We're going to be here for 3 minutes. So place one hand on either side of your bolster and begin that rotation, begin that twist to bring the chest down to the ground. Now, we want to get a little bit more into the neck and the shoulders. You, instead of keeping your head the same direction as your knees, you can gently turn your head the other way to add a little bit more sensation to the neck. So you get to choose your adventure here. Other than that, we'll be here for about 3 minutes in our shape. Use whatever props you have to support your body so you can be here for that length of time. And allow your eyes to close or soften and gently go yinward. Find your stillness. Find peace in this shape. How can you use your breath in this shape to become very peaceful here? We're going to take shallow breaths, or we're going to take those longer, fuller breaths with a nice, long, full exhale. A nice, complete exhale.
Even in your twist, can you still take those full inhales? Take it to the best of your ability, even in this shape. Good. Begin to deepen your breath. Walk your hands under your shoulders. Slowly push yourself away from the floor. Unravel and just kind of face away from the bolster. Give yourself a moment to pause. Maybe just, you know, let that low back settle. Take a couple of breaths. See how it feels. Good. And then if you want a little movement, maybe you do a little seated cats and cows. Just move the spine a little bit, extending and flexing. Good. And then as you're ready, you can flip over to the other side. For me, I'm going to move that bolster over. Did you take that neck twist? Did you try something different? How did it feel? I like adding in little different things sometimes, like some days I'm like, you know what, I really do need a little extra in my neck. So tell me if you took it, how did it feel? Did you like it? Did you hate it? It's fine. I'm neutral. I have no feelings about it. I don't take it personally. It's just a yoga pose, guys. All right. 90/90s on the other side. Let's get ready for this deer. Get that bolster nice and close to your body. Check your legs. Notice what happens as you put one hand on either side of the bolster. You're going to need a little bit more space. So, as that happens, maybe the back knee comes in and slides up, and that foot slides towards your knee. Diana, I like the neck twist. I tried to thread the needle also, but that was a bit much. Ooh, I like that idea. That sounds amazing, but I can see how it could be a little much. Yeah, for sure. But cool. I like that. Great suggestion, Diana. Perfect. And that's the thing. I love this because, like, your body's best. I really enjoy going to teach yin in person because I get to see the different ways in which people modify for themselves, and that's information for me as a teacher because I take that with me, and then I sometimes will give it back and be like, hey, I saw somebody do this. Maybe try that. See how that works for you because all of our bodies are a little bit different. They're not, exactly symmetrical. They're not perfect. They're not the same. So it really is, nice to see different ways how people modify shapes for themselves. So get curious. All right, one hand on either side of the bolster. Just gently begin to turn your chest down towards the bolster and then place your head down. Again, that back knee might slide up or that foot might slide down, and maybe they touch, maybe they don't. But then you decide here if you want to turn your head away or keep your head neutral or just kind of the same direction as your knees. But we do have 3 minutes here, about 2 minutes and 30 seconds left exactly. But find your stillness here. Find your Goldilocks. Not too easy, not too hard, but just right. Continue to challenge yourself and take those fuller breaths, even in your twist. Gently deepen that breath. Hands come under your shoulders and gently press into your palms as you inhale to come up. Again, maybe you just face away from the bolster for a moment. Give your body a moment to just pause, take in all of the benefits of that juicy shape, right? You're just kind of feeling everything kind of unspiral. If you did your neck turn as well, you might be feeling a little extra juicy. Everything might feel really good. So just pause for a moment, take a few breaths, and then when you're ready for movement, maybe it's, take the legs long, shake them out. Maybe it's windshield wipers side to side, or maybe you want to do some seated cats and cows. But as you're ready, we're going to make our way down to a child's pose, just for a nice recovery for the low back. I think that would feel really good. And then we'll do a little child's pose twist after to get into the shoulders and the neck a little bit more. And then we'll see where we are with time. So far, so good, everybody? Feeling good? Okay, that child's pose. Now you can take the child's pose with a bolster, a block, blankets, whatever you like. I also want to throw in something else for the psoas. So don't go anywhere. Hypermobile and tried to thread the needle. That was phenomenal suggestion, my body. And I thank you. Right on. I love that. See? Cool, cool. Beautiful. See, I love that. We've been like sharing within the group of like what we're doing, and that can help support somebody else. So this is why I love the chat, because like it doesn't interrupt anybody, and like you can go over and read it whenever you like, and then maybe take that suggestion for next time. So I love that. Beautiful. Thank you so much for the input, everybody. Okay, so let's take that child's pose. Big toes come together, knees separate. If the low back is feeling like it needs some support, if it's feeling like a little ouchy, crunchy, take the legs together, so knees together, and you can drape your body over your thighs and just let the shoulders be very gentle, relaxed, arms alongside your body. We're going to be here for 2 minutes. So just really relish and relax into this shape. I love a good child's pose. So if you want to take something under your forehead, you can, a nice soft blanket or towel, but just let go as much as you can into your child's pose. Keep allowing your hips to sink back towards your heels. Continue to make space across your low back and your upper back, mid back. Just feel the skin stretching over the bones, creating all that lovely space. Gently lift your head and extend both arms forward. Slide one arm underneath the other. Doesn't matter which one you start with because we are going to go to both sides. So just a little thread the needle with the arms in our child's pose here. In just 1 minute. Not very long, but just enough. Keep reaching the hips back, walking the fingertips forward. Feel that polar energy, right? So reaching the fingertips, but reaching the hips back and down. And then you have your arm crossed underneath you. Feel that shoulder stretch. Breathe here. Gently lift your head up once more. Extend the other arm forward. Cross the other arm underneath your chest. Get nice and comfy. Reset. 1 minute on this side now. With the inhale, lift the head, re-extend both arms for a moment. Maybe come up onto fingertips, cupcake the hands, just gently look up. Exhale, lower the head. Inhale, lift up. Good. Exhale, release. One last time. Inhale, lift up. Good. Walk the hands back. Okay, flipping around to our backs. Have a block close by so we can use it. We're going to come down to the backs for a little supported bridge. I really want to get into the psoas a little bit more. And using our yin shapes, that's where we're going to head. So find your block. Feet are on the floor. Walk them out just a little bit, but far enough so you can still touch the heels. Press into the feet, lift the hips, and then slide that block on the lowest height. See how that feels to begin with. Underneath the sacrum. And you can pause here. See how that feels. Good. And then if this feels okay, maybe you decide you want to lift up to the next height. Now, this is where we have some choices. We're going to bring one knee into the chest, straighten the other leg. You can grab that knee if that makes sense. If you come into the shape and you're on the second height, you're like, wow, this is just too much. This is not going to work for me. I don't feel safe or steady, or it's uncomfortable. It hurts my back. Drop down to the lowest setting. If the lowest setting does not work for you, that is okay. Maybe take a blanket, one blanket, fold it, and you can use that. Just a little lift so we can create this extension
in the leg. So getting into that feels really nice. Good. Breathing here, a few more breaths, and then we'll switch. Good. Carefully switch the legs out. Extend the other leg, hug the other knee into the chest. Two more breaths here. Good. Final option to extend both legs straight. Maybe the arms come overhead. See how this feels. It's a big stretch in the low back. You might feel something in the front of the hip flexors as well. Very gently begin to bend one knee at a time. Good. And then from here, let's straighten the legs. A little legs up the wall. If there's no wall, that's okay. There's a little bend in the knees. I somehow am able to find a space, maybe you can too, with a little bend in your knees. The legs just begin to kind of float. There's no effort here. They are just there. A little Viparita Karani. Just let the blood flow out of the legs, out of the toes, out of the feet. A little inversion, flipping the perspective a little and the blood flow. And just gently begin to bring those legs in, feet come down, pause here. See how you're feeling, and then carefully move the block out to the side. Separate the knees, the feet about mat width apart, and then drop the knees over to one side. Choices here. I'm going to take my foot on top of my shin, or excuse me, on top of my femur bone, just to get a little bit more into the psoas here. So a nice stretch and a little twist for the spine. You took that foot onto the knee, gently bring the knees back up. We'll drop the knees over to the left. Left foot goes on top of the right quad. Just be gentle. If there's anything going on with your knee, you don't have to do it. Maybe it's enough just to have both knees over to the left. Stay there if that works. But if you want more and it feels safe, add that foot on top of the quad. A nice release here, getting deep into the psoas. Good. Carefully release that foot. Inhale the knees back up, and then just windshield wiper the knees side to side. And as you're ready, maybe you bring the knees in towards your chest. Give them a little hug, a little rock. Maybe you take it into a happy baby. And then as you are ready, come down to your back for Shavasana. Maybe there's a bolster involved, a blanket for your head, but set yourself up so that you feel nice and comfy for this final shape. Okay. Bring your head all the way down, rock it a little side to side so it's flat or it's on the flat part of your skull. Palms are gently turned up towards the sky and the shoulders are just tucked under the heart, allowing there to be a little lift. Allow your eyes to close from top to bottom. Release any controlled breathing so it goes back to your normal cadence, your normal rhythm. Finding that one thing to be grateful for today, whether it is big or small, but find some gratitude in your day. And allow your body to receive all the benefits of today's practice. We will meet back together for closing. Gently begin to deepen your breath. Bring some movement to your fingers and to your toes. Add some wrist and ankle circles in one direction. Good. Reverse. Ooh, carefully inhale the arms overhead, full body stretch. Carefully bend one leg at a time, roll to one side, and just pause there for a moment. Take one final moment to seal in that peace, that mindfulness, that gratitude. And then when you're ready, come on up to a comfortable seat. We will close out our Tune In Tuesday Yin Yoga practice. Again, thank you so much for joining me today. What's today? Tuesday? Okay, tomorrow is Wednesday for Rest and Restore. That's happening at 4 o'clock Pacific time. I am here in Las Vegas. Friday, there will be no class. So that's why you didn't see it there. But definitely, again, next Tuesday, next Wednesday. Should be good to go for Friday of next week. And then I'll have to travel to California the following Friday. So anyway, good to see you all. Thank you all so much for being here. Thank you so much for your donations, your input, and asking for what you need for your practice today. It means so much to me that you're here practicing and sharing time and sharing energy. On your inhale, let's reach the arms up and overhead, palms touch. Exhale, bringing down all of that divine universal energy to your heart centers. And that divine universal energy vibrates as the frequency of love through which you and I and all sentient beings are connected on this planet. The light in me salutes and honors the light in all of you, my friends. Namaste. Thank you so much. And yay, we did it.